This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to prefer solutions that will benefit humanity. Our topics for today: education. Nigeria has 7.6 million out of school children, Senate says. Sodomy: 16-year-old student runs mad after alleged assault. Domestic violence: man chops off wife's wrist over suspicions of infidelity. Child abuse: correctional officer arrested for allegedly defiling 15-year-old girl. We're open for advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product, service promotion, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv.
lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring on the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Today in the studio we have a very special guest. He will be giving us his opinions on some of the stories that we have. His name is Mr. Handover to God Luke. He's social affairs analyst. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We're glad to have you. Thank you for being a part of our show today. So we'll just go right into the stories. The first we have is Nigeria has 7.6 million out of school children. Senate Chairman of the State Committee on Education, Basic and Secondary, Senator Lawal Adamu Usman, has urged religious and traditional leaders to take a more active role in ensuring education and empowerment for the girl child within their communities. Speaking at the National Conference on Girl Child Education and Empowerment with traditional and religious leaders in Nigeria, he emphasized the need for collective action to break the cycle of poverty and gender discrimination that hinders girls' access to education. Statistics reveal a troubling reality: 3.9 million girls at the primary level and 3.7 million at the junior secondary level are out of school, with many forced into early marriage or domestic labor. Worst between primary 1 and the final year, while 600,000 fail to transition from primary 6 to junior secondary school. These numbers highlight deep-rooted societal barriers that require urgent intervention. Senator Usman called on the World Bank to extend the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment (AGILE) project to all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to ensure that every Nigerian girl has access to quality education. He also noted that his committee is working on amending key education laws to strengthen the country's commitment to universal basic education, ensuring that more girls can stay in school. The conference, hosted by Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa, was attended by prominent figures including the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Saud Abubakar III, and the Emir of Agungu, Samaila Mohammed Mera, reflecting the growing consensus on the need for change. So, sir, as we think we still have such things in our society now?
From the story we've just go through right away, first and foremost, I would like to thank the senator for coming up with this awareness, trying to talk in some prominence to see reasons that how child education, adolescent education should be girl child education should be implemented, should be taken serious. It actually shows that he has been a burden in his heart. And he been trying to see how he can lend his voice so that this can be adopted and the future of the girl children can maybe saved. You see, this thing happened, there's some part of this country that are still holding on to the old parable where they say the education of a girl education is not important, that it's better to train the men than to train the girls. But you can also observe that even with that, the men that they believe should be trained are not even the one carrying the family or the one giving the society what the society wants. So the ones you now consider that the female child that find themselves into education, that the parents saw it, and person of Konjiwara and so many of them that are doing very, very well. So imagine this idea of neglecting the girl child, not giving serious attention to the girl child, has been that the other families, other parents buy into it. That they didn't see the reason to train their own. We wouldn't have some of these our ladies who are do move. Is the right move. Also, and also calling on the international organization that are also they should cut across the 36 states to make sure that look at the percentage that have been out of secondary school, some have been out of, some percentage has been out of from primary, some at the GS3. You find out that our culture has made the gay children become vulnerable in these issues, in the sense that they believe marriage is the best to give to a gay child. Better let her just marry and go to her husband's house. And you forget that if that child is useful, if you train that child to the level where she can become useful to herself, before talking about being useful to the husband, she will never forget the training of the parents. So to me, this move by the senator and also by the commissioner for minister for education that is valid now, I want them to put the necessary watch and then also talk to the other agency, and then every state government see need for it and create a ministry where these girl children education can be taken serious. Okay. Whatever thing they could do, the female education has a percentage that it will help in the society, because the ones that have been privileged, we see the outcome of it. So it's important.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, still on that topic, it's a good thing that the senator and this person has decided to put in structures to help make the girl child education much easier and attainable. But do you think it's entirely the government's responsibility? Because I feel like I believe rather that parents also have a role to play in this. There might be an establishment for the girl child to have access to education, but what if the parent decides not to take it seriously?
I think right now, the century where we are, it is only I think it's only few parents that are very, evangelism will start from each house. Okay. Government will only do their best, apart from putting up a town hall meeting to some local areas, talk to children, because some of them are very backward in the very community that have not seen light in this country. So the government need to step up, and there's some agency, NGOs need to step up and sanitize these people. Okay,
thank you very much. So the last question on this topic before we move into the next topic. Why do you mentioned that can't a woman get married to a man and still go about her career and her future?
No, it started when this ideology of why will I train a child, a female child? It's not going to be to her parent. It's not my inheritance. It's another man's property. So this ideology has been as deep into their people's to see it as a norm. So they say, I don't want to do that. I will let train a female child. No, my girl child will marry. All their expectation was once you have a female child, you are counting numbers of in-laws you are getting. And you forget that when that child is doing well, that child will never forget his home. And when your child is doing well and the man gets married to the child that the parents have trained, he will respect that child and also respect the family. Because you understand that for him to get access to such a gorgeous woman, a very industrial woman, is because the family saw the future of that child and decided to give that child the best. So that does it. So the issue there is that they didn't see need for it, but right now they are beginning to see need, and so it is the duty of the government to just see how they can still work some of them that are still asleep.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your contribution on that story. So the next story, we have 16-year-old secondary school student in Lagos has reportedly experienced severe psychological distress after disclosing that he was sexually molested by a well-known hotelier in the Bokno area. The boy's trauma began shortly before Christmas when he confided in his mother about the alleged abuse involving himself and 4 classmates. He claimed that the hotel owner had lured them into his hotel, assaulted them and threatened them with death if they told anyone. After revealing the abuse to his mother, the boy exhibited signs of severe mental distress, prompting his family to seek help from a prayer house and later police intervention. When he provided a statement to the police detailing his experience and naming his classmates, his condition worsened significantly. The police managed to interview one classmate who corroborated the story, describing how they were promised 5,000 naira to participate in a TikTok program only to be assaulted instead. Following medical evaluations at the Mirabel Center and a psychiatric hospital, doctors noted signs of sodomy but indicated that the boy's mental state was primarily affected by trauma. Despite receiving medication, his situation has continued to deteriorate. The investigation has faced obstacles, including the hotelier's attempt to evade police action, which led to the case being transferred to a different police unit without proper communication. The boy's father has expressed frustration with the police response, stating that attempts to apprehend the hotel owner have been unsuccessful, although some hotel staff have been detained for questioning. The situation remains critical as the families...
4 in that matter.
4 of them.
4 of them. You can see how evil is being increased by the day. The person who owns the hotel is not a child. It's somebody who has tested life. But he has his own family. And that is indirectly destroying the future of those children.
Of the children.
To me, the idea where the police are trying to carry out the investigation and the authorities is trying to tamper with the investigation, that alone shows you is a high profile. Police is now frustrating, is now not being consistent in what they ask them to do. What they are just like being vigilating. Because maybe something as the other side. You see, this is a country where we see we are in a country where people who perpetrate evil cover up with what, because they are privileged, their way to do. They believe they can do anything. And to me, just like the case of the issue in Lagos, that a child was abused by the teacher, and then the parents take it over, and all the agency took over and decided to go after that school teacher. This is another case of that kind. What are the agency doing? If the police cannot handle it, the parents should take it. It's a matter of who the highest bidder. So this man is supposed to go to jail. The doctor has proved that it's a case of sodomy. Where you are going, I want to see how I can help you. Perhaps you have been helping them, but he never told them what was his intention until this day. You understand what I'm saying? The environment you find yourself, you have no option, because if you try to speak, you may end up not coming out to speak. So you just try to cooperate. At that point, coming back, these children, that idea, that the issue of trauma, for those children to get traumatized, it's because of what their eyes have seen in that scene, and they don't know how to say it out. Understand? If not that, the parents maybe they discover their health is no longer going the way it was, or it's getting deteriorated. Sometimes all these things are initiations, you know. So to me, the society should look into this kind of people.
So
the government should look into this kind of people.
What offense? What punishment do you think should be given to this man in question? And then what can be done to curtail such acts?
The issue is this: that even if this man is being punished, there are many of them. There are many.
That could serve as a lesson to the others.
It could serve as a lesson to others. We have had a case of this severally, and at the end of it, the same people, after maybe arrested, before you know, they are still on the street, even doing more. Understand now? So if the government is decisive to take action in this kind of matter, whoever the person is, irrespective of your personality, Understand now? You face the right punishment. I think everybody will respect themselves. But because the government, once you enter, it has been a norm. But no matter the level of gravity of offense you committed, once you are in the police station, after the case, before you know, you have the license to be bail. They give you bail and you just go. So anybody can do anything. His money will speak. But if there's severe punishment, like if this person, no matter the level of money you have, you are going to face consequences. Either go to jail. Understand now?
Yeah.
If there is such a penalty, and they make it. And
on the issue of sodomy, I think they said it's 14 years for
then
carrying out such act.
It's 14 years for carrying out such act. And that is left for the family. If the police, if that station, they reported that matter, they cannot undo it. They should look for somebody who will help them, so that and lend their voice to the appropriate authority where nobody can cover. Because I believe there are some agency, there are some policemen, some police officers that are still sincere, that can still do the right thing. First of all, the police commissioner, whoever that is handling this matter, should put his or her shoe in the parent, in the shoe, or in the parents, or in the shoe of those parents. If it was my child, how will I handle it? So if you have that consciousness that this evil done to this child, assuming it was my child, how will I feel? How will I handle it? What measure will I take? It will give you the morale, it will give you the mindset to do the right thing, irrespective of whoever is involved. Understand?
Yeah.
And they also, the media, they should help them also to carry out. That is it.
Thank you very much for your contribution on that story. So we'll just take the last, I think the third story. Say domestic violence remains a growing concern as another case emerges in Enugu State where a man was arrested for attacking his wife over alleged infidelity. Police operatives arrested 33-year-old Sunday Echege in the Ibagwa Ani community in Suka local government area for severing his wife Chinonso Echege's left wrist. The incident, which occurred on January 26, 2025, was confirmed by police public relations officer Daniel Ndukwe on Tuesday. The suspect claimed he acted out of suspicion of an extramarital affair. Community members intervened, leading to his arrest and the recovery of the match in the assault. Authorities assured that Echege will be arraigned after investigations. Commissioner of Police Kanayo Uzuebu has instructed the State Criminal Investigation Department to ensure thorough prosecution. This incident mirrors a similar case reported by ATN on January 13, where a man in Anambra State killed his wife over alleged infidelity. Another case in Ogun State saw a woman fatally stabbing her husband after an argument. These incidents underscore the urgent need for increased awareness and proactive measures to curb domestic violence. Commissioner Uzuebu urged couples to resolve disputes peacefully through communication and legal channels. Stakeholders continue to call for stronger interventions to address domestic abuse and protect victims. So, sir, on this story, the issue of domestic violence is becoming a norm. And I was wondering, is it possible that a time can come in or would come in marriage where you eventually get tired of your spouse?
Well, it's seriously an issue. You see, people go into marriage without understanding their partners. And I always advise people who are yet to marry that if you want to get married, don't marry anybody, marry your friend. When you marry your friend, you are ready to enjoy your friend. Because before you marry your friend, you know his or her weakness and his or her strength. So when you have known this thing and have built some level of trust, you don't need to be afraid of infidelity. Because your friend will always consider his friend or a friend for carrying out any act. So what you see now is that people just meet themselves, maybe by one thing, just because this person is doing well, this person is doing well, they just want to come together so they can put up subsidies and so they are not really compatible. Yeah. But when they are not compatible, their reasoning is not the same. This person, maybe one or two, just like I said, they begin to live in fear. When couple lives in fear, they suspect every action of their partner. So even if the partner is going out back there to fetch water and he delay, somebody have talked to the partner. Because why? They didn't have understanding about themselves. There's no friendship among themselves. There's no, they don't have this close bond that you can just say to yourself, even if I'm not there, I know she can never do it. Even if I am not there, I know he can never do it. So when couples, people who intend to come together, has developed their mind and has come to this knowledge, this understanding that I cannot do this person this thing, and this person cannot do me this thing, and they have this trust for themselves. The idea of suspicious will not come. So what you are saying that is playing out in domestic violence is increasing because the people that are involved in this domestic violence, they don't even trust themselves. They just want to get married because maybe this person is working here and I want to work as somebody, I want to marry a banker. And the banker, you just meet the banker last 2 months because he gave you a good smile. And you start coming together, maybe you take one of you is able to help you with 5 or 2K. Can I be with you? You never know this person very well. It's not your friend.
So it's important.
So it's important to know who you are going in with, because marriage is not friendship. It's a lifetime institute. When you come in, you raise generation that will raise generation that will raise generation. So it's not something you just come in less than 3-4 months. You start because you didn't understand yourself. These are the issues now.
This story, in fact, over time we had several cases where the issue is always on the husband suspecting the woman of infidelity.
The issue is this.
My question now is this, story, sir. Why is it that whenever the man is the one accused of infidelity or being suspected of infidelity, why is it that it doesn't have so much outrage or issues as it has when it's on the part of the woman?
You know what happened? In our society, the men, when it comes to the men in marriage, they have what we call immunity. They have what we call immunity, in the sense that a man he has authority, he has a right, because he's the one that marries you. He's the head of a family, and in fact, you don't need to question him for his action. But the woman is like under close watch, and it's not supposed to be so. Why is it like that? Because from the beginning, they did see women. They see women as slaves. They see women as their property. When you see somebody as your property, you always want to investigate the person, activities, the person. But if you see somebody as your colleague, as your partner, you don't do that. So the reason why it's like that, because from time, this are narrative that women is the man's property, and so a man has to the man, the owner can freestyle, but this other person have no equal right. That is the reason why it's like that. So when the woman is involved, they say suspicious. They are not even. It's not even certain. Also now, you did that. Also, it's something you just thought. Maybe you suspect something, you are not too sure. So it's just like the one that caught the wife the right lips. It's wrong. And
there was the other day we had that one poured fuel on the wife and then set her ablaze.
It's a serious thing. Jungle justice for what you do. So this kind of people need to be reminded somewhere where they will learn their lesson. I think the government should take drastic position for this kind of people. Because number one, if you are not mature, don't go into marriage. Marriage is not something, it's not boyfriend and girlfriend.
But is it also possible that there was a time that this marriage was sweet? Like the idea of marrying your friend.
Every marriage has a time that is sweet.
So
marry your friend as well. If you fail to have understanding for each other, you can go into business with somebody, can sign a contract with somebody to do business. At a point in time, maybe something is coming at this other side, and this other person side that you sign contract with is not coming as expected. So the inflow is not equal at the both sides, not 50-50. There's a tendency for this one that is the inflow is higher to start seeing it yourself as the boss. And so the relationship initially was not like that. It was whatever we have, we can blend together. Nobody knows who has higher. So even when you marry your friend, if this ideology, if they're not mature enough to maintain the terms of agreement, what they agreed initially, and operate the way they operate, that finally attracted them to come together, if my brother, they will still have issues. Secondly, every couple that want to succeed in their marriage must learn to settle their conflict between themselves. Any family that is exposed to third party, that wants people to give him, if or her, they'll give them sympathy in their marriage, will soon scatter. The people sympathizing them will still remain together. So I'm advising every person that wants to go into marriage to think twice. and understand that marriage, no marriage is sweet and no marriage is bitter. Every marriage is managed by the both party, and it becomes a successful marriage.
Now, lately we had an issue of a story about a celebrity who recently said he wants to divorce his wife.
Okay.
Yes. So this brings me back to the issue of this managing or trying to stay in marriage even when it's not working. What's your take on an abusive relationship, marriage? Do you think it's advisable for a woman, for example, to leave her home if she observes that, okay, the husband that she got married to has changed and the marriage is no longer what she expected it to be or what it used to be? Or would you rather have her stay in the relationship and try to fix the relationship or fix the marriage rather?
In such cases, if the marriage, like talk about the celebrity, I think I've seen the story somehow, but I didn't go through it. Asana, this is the same people that give reasons why the level of contribution this person has contributed, how this person accepted him when he was nobody,
when he had nothing.
Now he was there to build the point. It was announced. He never left you when he was nobody. And so now, whatever reason that makes maybe if this is a man that say he wants to walk out of it, it's a sign of ingratitude. Yes, because number one, this person has still born with you. You've had a child with this person. There are things you consider when you want to divorce. You consider the children and consider what you build together. Understand? Consider what you have built together. So whatever reason, as you say, wants to separate, if it's not concrete, the only thing that can make a woman, maybe anybody say, okay, go, is maybe if that thing is almost taking your life, and this marriage is toxic, your life is at risk. And you know, if anything happens, your family cannot defend it. And even when you die, there's no point to die for your family to defend it. When it comes to that point, I think you decide as an adult. You decide as an adult. But if I don't think there's any issue that couple who truly love themselves cannot settle. If any issue that comes, except maybe sometimes, you know, it happens when maybe this person was not joining some gang group, whatever, but at the point in time, you start seeing the husband doing dirty things, maybe the husband start doing dirty things, joining some society that is not rightful, and you know that being in there, stopping, not if the person refuses to stop, are present in the house. In fact, will not be, in fact, it will kind of give her a different mindset. And sometimes it will even affect the children. So the best way, sometimes such decision can be taken if the man. But if you know that this person can mind his business and you can still focus and take care of the children and you have all that you want, serve your God, the best thing is to keep praying for their husband. If it's a wife, the husband should pray for the wives. Secondly, trust God for a change, because some of this does not happen ordinarily. It happens maybe through the environment they find themselves, the kind of people they have come together, and they're able to influence them negatively. Because the people you mingle with, they have some high level of percentage to influence you. If you cannot influence your friends have the tendency to influence you. So some of these issues that comes to divorce is the kind of company the both couple keep. If you're a husband, you keep a company of divorcee, company of friends that don't respect their wife, that take girls in and out, and you are with them. Even if you try to curtail yourself in the next 5-6 months, before you know, in as much as they are part of your financial partners, that through them you make good money, or they give you contract and you always go around with them. Before you know, if you cannot make up your mind and be decisive, they will influence you. Likewise, the woman.
Okay, sir. So I have just one question, and this question I just need you to give me a very precise answer. You mentioned that the woman should, or either of the parties should endure, pray. It could be spiritual. Would you still endure when, for the case that we had, that the woman's hand was being caught, the pot fell on you and set you ablaze? Is there still a need for you to endure?
No. On that particular case now, life is involved. And
so why do they have to wait till it gets that bad before leaving?
At that point, somebody whose heart has been sealed with hot iron, the person that has been reprobate in mind, when your husband that your normal husband turned to a beast overnight. He's no longer human. And you know that you've done everything human possible to see that person comes to his normal state of life, and you discover that this person is no longer is not responding to change anymore. Anybody that is not teachable, it comes to the point that nobody doesn't listen to anybody. It's like a mad dog that is begging, preparing for his death. So when you look at this kind of persons, the best thing there is to detach yourself.
All right.
In that case, there's a right there. You don't die in marriage because there's no marriage in heaven. So you don't die through marriage. Understand that? So you live so that your future, so that the people that you are supposed to be helpful will not be stranded.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contributions on this story. It was really an interesting one, and I'm sure the audience and our viewers have learned a lot from today's story. This is where we wrap it up on today's story for Society Watch. But I want to appreciate you once again, sir, for gracing our show. It's so lovely to have you here. So we are open for advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product, service promotion, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Francis Neka.